Hi everybody. I've been pondering about whether to do a video now for a while, and I got a message last night on YouTube. Unfortunately, the message was sent to me 4 days ago, and it was from Deirdre of Deirdre's Reborns and Lupus Life, and she asked me to let everybody know what's happening with her, um, and so I decided then that would do nicely with the video that I was originally going to do today to share with you. So first of all, I want to tell you about Deirdre. Unfortunately, Deirdre's not very well at the minute. She was taken into hospital last Saturday. She took some sort of an attack. She had really bad shoulder pain and rib pain, and she couldn't get a breath. She couldn't breathe at all, and it really scared the life out of her. Her family weren't even allowed into the hospital to see her. They were thinking of sending her home during the week, but she wasn't getting any better, so they kept her in. Alright, me Barnes, coming over. More quick. So they kept her in, and then you cuddle him beside Jasmine. They kept her in, and then I was talking to her on Facebook last night, and she is now home. I think she got home maybe yesterday. She's now recovering much better at home than what she was in the hospital. It was actually a lupus flare-up that she's had, and also because her doctor changed her tablets, making her more prone to infections. So what happened was it was something to do with her kidneys, her lungs and her chest, and it was really scary, and it scared the life out of her. So I know she is wanting to get back onto YouTube and do a video as soon as possible, but she's just resting up at the minute, and she just wanted me to let you all know that that's where she is, or where she has been for the past week, has been in hospital, not doing very well at all. So if everybody could pray for her, and maybe even pop over to her channel and send her a wee message, or if you're on Facebook and you're friends with her on Facebook, send her a wee message there, because I know that would cheer her up quite a lot. So it would. She needs pampering and cheering up at the minute. So I said I would give her a shout out and let everybody know where she is. So that's where she's at. She is doing much better now she's at home, but she still needs to take things slow and steady. So please pray for Deirdre's Reborns and Lupus Life. Thank you. The next news I wanted to share with you was good news about Jasmine. So I was at the hospital on Wednesday, and I didn't get the same consultant that I had gotten before. I was under Dr. Quinn before, and this time I got a lady consultant. And the good news is that both me and Jasmine have put on weight, and Jasmine is now at the correct weight that she should be for my, how many weeks gestation. I'm now 30 weeks pregnant, so just under 10 weeks to go. So she's doing very well. I got a very detailed scan done. I was able to see her hand and her face again. Don't know what she's doing with this hand and her face, because it's not in her mouth and it's not up her nose. I don't know what she's doing, but she always has this hand and her face. She wouldn't look at me right enough in the scan, but then that's nothing new there, because when I go to try and record her kicking at night, she doesn't like the light on my belly. She'll only kick when my jumper is over the top of my belly. She only kicks when it's dark in there. She doesn't like the light. For some reason, she's a little monkey. I was able to see her ribs that day, her spine. I was able to see the actual bone inside her knee, as well as her foot. And she's doing very well. So we have estimated that if I continue eating double and doing what I'm doing, that she should be between 6 to 7 pounds when she's born. When I was born, I was no more than about 6 pounds. My partner, he was 7 pound too. So hopefully she'll be near enough, she'll be near enough his weight. So I may still be brought in to be induced if she's going to be near 7 pound than what my weight was, £6. But I'll just have to wait and see. But it's great news at the minute. She's doing very well. She's very, very active, especially at night, although sometimes she can be quite active during the day too. But I'm enjoying all her movements. I can't say that her movements are sore yet. Everybody, pardon me, keeps telling me the movements are going to get sore, but I don't find her movements sore at the moment. Just sometimes when I'm sitting like this, with my ribs and that being pushed up, it's just a wee bit uncomfortable, but I wouldn't say it's sore. I'm still getting the back spasms now and again, but the pregnancy pillows that I got to help me sleep at night have reduced my back pain and my pelvic pain greatly. The only time now I get this other spasm, which they thought was the pulled muscle, but in actual fact, it's not really a pulled muscle, it's strained muscles, because when I used to work at the charity shop, there was a lady, she still works there, she used to be a midwife, and I have done a lot of heavy lifting all my life and all the jobs I've worked in since I was 16. I mean, I used to work in a nursing home and I had to lift patients by myself. So, I mean, that was heavy, depending on how heavy the patients were. I used to work in a shop, and when I would have been on in the shop by myself at night, and just me and the other girl, and somebody come in looking a bag of coal, they didn't have any trolley wheels or anything like that. I had to physically lift that bag of coal into the person's car. Now, I am stronger than what I might look, and I can do a brave few things. But then when I started working in the charity shop, I was lifting really heavy boxes of books, and she said to me one day, you know, if you ever can get pregnant, your back is not going to be able to take the weight of your baby. You know, you're going to end up with strained muscles, your back will give in. And I didn't understand what she meant. I thought she meant, you know, I wouldn't be able to carry the pregnancy full stop, that I would miscarry. But now I realise what she means. All those years of lifting heavy things have strained my back, which means now with the extra weight on the front, it is causing me to have this back spasm. Now at the moment, I'm only getting the back spasm when I stand for too long. So what I've been doing is, because I was using a hot water bottle, but unfortunately when you take the spasm down the town, you can't exactly go and get a hot water bottle. So what I've been doing is I've been working through the pain. So for example, last Sunday I was making Barney's biscuits in the kitchen, had been standing for about an hour, and I took the spasm in my back. Sometimes stretching out works and sometimes it makes it worse, but on this occasion I kind of stretched out my back a little bit. I put my hands on the worktop and I stretched back like this, and it eased the pain slightly, and then I just kept walking quite slowly around the kitchen. Yesterday, yes, it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. No, Thursday. No, Thursday it was. My partner got off work half day, and me and him, I met him down the town because I was down visiting somebody, and me and him was walking home, and I had to wait for him. I had to stand for a minute or two and wait for him till he was finished serving customers at the till so that we could go home, and I got the back spasm then. Luckily, in the way up the hill, past the church and the school, as you head on up to our house, there's two benches sitting there, so I sat on the benches for 5 minutes, and that eased the back spasm, and then I was able to get up and just walk slowly then the rest of the way home. So that's what I have to do now. Plenty of rest, no heavy lifting whatsoever. I'm not doing any heavy lifting at all. If David's here, he does it for me, and lifts Barney in and out of the bath and things for me, and Barney gets up onto the bed now himself, because I have his wee sofa pushed beside the bed so he can get on up himself, and I don't need to lift him up there. At the minute, I'm not actually taking him out for a walk at the minute, because if another dog came along, obviously I wouldn't be able to lift him up into my arms like I normally do, and there's a lot of people in this estate, you know, think their dogs are being friendly when they're not, and with me being pregnant and stuff, I wouldn't be able to separate the two dogs if they started attacking him and stuff, so I just haven't taken him out. But he's not concerned about that anyway, because he's quite happy. I have quite a substantial size back garden, as some of you have already seen. So he's quite happy getting out into the garden, and I got him lots more toys to play with, so he's quite happy with that, aren't you, Barney? He's quite happy with that. So, and because he's a small dog, he doesn't really need all that much exercise anyway. And if he was starting to get bored or destructive, which he isn't, I would know the signs, and I would know then that he needs to be taken out. But usually he gets out maybe about once a month at the minute. But I can't really, go out and be lifting him up and stuff, you know. So there's that. But apart from that, and working through that pain, because I mean, I had to work through for about 12 years or so. I had to work through endometriosis pain, and I mean, that was back pain as well as very severe stomach pain. At times, I had no help from doctors. Prescribed meds like painkillers like paracetamol just did not touch the pain. And I had no option back then to work through that pain. Even on days when I was actually working in the shop and stuff, bent to double over the counter in absolute agony, trying to serve customers, I worked through it. So I mean, if I can do that with my endometriosis, I can do that with this back spasm. And another thing is, this is kind of practice for me now for when I go into labour, because I don't plan on having any pain relief. For the simple reason that, as I said before, prescribed things don't tend to agree with me. Because of my endometriosis, there's not really many pain relief options for me. And different things, and also because of the migraines. Spinals and epidurals can leave me with a very severe migraine after they wear off, and that migraine could last up to a week. So I really don't want that after I've given birth. So I have chosen to do a little bit of hypnobirthing, if you've heard of that. It's nothing to do with hypnotizing, it's just getting yourself into deep relaxation mode, and learning different breathing techniques and stuff like that, and working through your pain, which is what I intend to do. If I need any pain relief at all, the only thing I know that doesn't have an effect on me is the gas and air, which is what I get when I'm at the dentist. But no, I plan on working through my pain relief and having a positive, relaxed, calm birth experience. And both David and my other birth partner, my best friend Sheena, know my birth wishes. Unfortunately, as I say, that other Dr. Quinn consultant, everything I have said to him that I want to do for my birth, he keeps dictating, telling me and saying, no, I don't want you doing that. No, I don't want you doing this. And I feel like saying to him, hang on a wee minute here. I'm the one that's given birth. I'll tell you what I'm doing, And the more somebody will say to me, you can't do this and you can't do that, for not for any medical reasons, you can't do this and you can't do that, for no medical reason, the more I will prove to them that yes, I can do that. So I mean, I've got a lot of the midwives at the minute on my back saying, oh, you'll be needing more pain relief than gas and air, there's no way you'll be able to work through the pain, blah blah blah. I've actually been watching One Born every minute, and there's a number of women has had natural births with no pain relief whatsoever, not even gas and air. So I mean, if they can do it, I can do it. And I mean, some of the midwives that are telling me these things haven't even actually had children themselves. So how would they know? And another thing too is, a lot of people that's telling me this, as well as the midwives, have never had endometriosis pain before. And endometriosis pain, there's a couple of girls I know that have endometriosis that have had children before me, and they told me that the labour pain is exactly like endometriosis. It's no less and it's no worse than endometriosis pain. So if I can work through endometriosis pain, labour should be a doddle. Do you know what I mean? And I've got everybody saying to me, no, you're going to need more pain relief than that, and all this carry on. And another one saying, why would you not want pain relief? If it's there, why would you not take it? Because I know the side effects of the pain relief. I've done my research, and because I would rather enjoy my baby when she's born and not be sitting there with a migraine for a week, and different things like that. I want to enjoy my baby when she's born. I want to be able to go home from the hospital after maybe a day or two and not have to stay there for a week because of the side effects, the pain relief that I've taken. Also, epidurals, not all the time, but sometimes during labour, can prolong your labour, meaning then you're going to need medical intervention, and I don't want any medical intervention at all unless it's absolutely necessary. So I think very soon the midwives and the consultants, I mean, I've kept quiet this long, but I think very soon if the midwives and the consultants go on at me much longer, that I won't hold back anymore, and I'll just tell them straight, look, this is my birth. I'm the one that's birthing the baby. This is what I'm doing, and you're going to respect my wishes. Because, I mean, that's what they're supposed to do, unless there's a medical reason that I can't do what I want during labour. And I know, I understand that labours sometimes don't always go to plan, but that is what I plan to do. And, you know, I would like them to respect my wishes, and if it doesn't go to plan, fair enough, then I will consider whatever their suggestions are. But I would at least like my wishes to be respected, you know, in the first place. But anyhow, I'm sure everything will go to plan, and after all, me and Jasmine's in God's hands, so, and God has got us this far, so I have no doubt in my mind that I will be able to, you know, have Jasmine naturally, and I pray and believe that there will be no medical interventions whatsoever, and everything will go smoothly. Apart from me perhaps falling out with the midwives and the consultants, but hey, you know, that's the way it is. So I'm not going to go on much longer because there's already 16, nearly 17 minutes on the video, and I'm sure you have other things that you want to watch on a Saturday morning instead of me going on. So that's it for now. As I say, don't forget to go over and send Deirdre some get well soon messages and prayers, and hopefully Deirdre will come on herself soon and update you all. And if she wants me to do another update, then I'll come on and update for you. So I shall keep you posted in both situations, Deirdre and Jasmine. But for now, unfortunately, Deirdre's not so good and Jasmine is doing great. So thank you all for watching, and for the prayers and things for Deirdre. And I shall talk to you all again soon. Have a lovely weekend. Bye bye, everybody.